Well, hey guys, it's Matthew, your friendly neighborhood technician. A little worked up since that Mercedes customer came by, and we're still questioning. I mean, if you watched the video, we were inside looking out the window, shooting video for safety reasons, because I don't honestly know who this guy is, and he's coming to my home where I have 4 kids, and we don't know what he had in his hand, but at one point he ends up walking back and forth between cars, and my neighbor was the one that spotted it and was like, "What's that in his hand? A knife?" So that was a little surreal and interesting. I guess I need to be careful because you never know who you're dealing with, and you never know who's going to end up coming out to your house. So anyways, guys, let's try to turn the day around. How's that sound? I'm not going to take the time to give this guy an invoice just yet. I'm going to go ahead and just let that chill out for a while. I'm not going to meet this other guy's demands. So I do have a new customer, 1995 Mirage. They're actually one of my neighbors, and the starter's bad on it, so we're going to go ahead and get the starter out of it. Now, this is a 1995 Mitsubishi Mirage. This is the 1.5 liter engine, and I don't see too many write-ups or even videos on how to get a starter out of here. Now, on the Hondas and Toyotas and Nissans, the starter sits in the same place, either back behind underneath the intake on the back part of the engine, or it'll sit up front behind the exhaust manifold. And on both applications, you can get long extensions, and you can go in from this side. You can go in from the driver's side with a long extension and get underneath. That's not so much the case here, and it looks like you can do that, but I'll show you why you can't. The reason being is because underneath there is a bracket, and I'll tell you what this bracket really is. Okay, this bracket right here, that's a crash bracket. That's there in case the vehicle ever gets wrecked and that engine rolls. So that's all that is. So you can take this bracket off. All right, you got 2 bolts up top, and you got 2 bolts down here. 1 and then 2 on the other side here behind the plug. All right, so you get those 2 bolts out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get the bracket off. Your starter sits right there, and then all you have to do is get 2 more bolts out, and you've got your starter off. Okay, so you're going to use a 14 millimeter ratchet, and that's how this is going to work. All right, folks, so I'm going to pause it here, and I'm going to get out from underneath here, and I'm going to go ahead and get this bracket off first. All right, so once you get the bracket out of the way, and you can do this first, you can do this before you get into the starter, but it's always smart to go ahead and at least remove your positive battery cable. That way, when you get down in there with your wrenches, you don't end up arcing it and causing a bunch of big sparks to shoot out and doing any more damage than you need to. So, so there you go. We're going to go ahead and go underneath here and take a peek. So you've got 4 14 millimeter bolts, 2 that are up, straight up. You can see them there, the hose former right there for the intake bracket. And all it actually really is a crash bracket. It assists the motor in if they're in the event of a wreck, rolling back and under and all that other stuff. And then you've got 2 right up against the block right there. So I've pushed the bracket aside and out of the way, and that's giving me a lot of room to get in here and go ahead and drop the starter out. And I'll probably just push the starter back. So I'll take the starter out and I'll move it back, and then I'll come out through this hole that you see right here. Once you get your bracket removed, go ahead and disconnect your battery cable, then go up here and use a 13 millimeter wrench or socket and get your battery cable disconnected from your starter. And once you've done that, it is now time to go back up top and remove the 2 14 millimeter bolts in the side of the block. Okay, so now that you got the car jacked up, the crash bracket removed for the intake and out of the way, battery disconnected, wiring to the starter disconnected, grab your main battery cable, your positive battery cable, and just follow it around, and you'll find your first starter bolt right here. Okay, it's not going to be this one. All right, it'll be right here. So there's your first starter bolt, and then you're going to have another one that's going to be down here. And that's going to be down here, right here. Okay, so you could use your axle as a reference. Come straight up. There's a starter bolt, and then go diagonal from there. All right, so starter bolt, go diagonal, starter bolt. So those are going to be 14 millimeter, and you're going to go ahead and get those out to get this starter loose. All right, and so there you have it, folks. Now I did go ahead and go through here. This cavity, I moved it back and then came in right through here. And with that bracket out of the way, it made life a lot easier for me. So now all I have to do is get this replaced and everything that I did in reverse for installation, and you should have it done. So there you go, folks. That's how you uninstall a starter on a 95 Mitsubishi Mirage 1.5 liter engine. If you have any questions, just shoot me comments. I do good to wake up every morning and answer your comments and stuff, and we can put our heads together and see if we can get your car going. All right, everybody. Well, this is Matthew, your friendly neighborhood technician, signing off.